forward, number 4, Emily Cronkite. Senior forward, number 6, Julia Barger. Senior forward, number 10, Jenna Reese. And in goal, senior number 31, Ruby Seeger. And the remaining Wildcats team. The Wildcats are coached by assistant coaches Mark Ballin, Molly Sparks, and Jeff Colomine, and head coaches Dan Wilson. And now, for your home team, your South St. Paul Packers. Starting at defense, junior number 9, McKenna Deering. Senior defenseman number 7, Lily Kirchner. Senior forward number 6, Gabby Madigan. Junior forward number 16, Ella Reynolds. Senior forward number 20, Bryn Sexauer. And in goal, freshman number 37, Delaney Norman. And the remaining Packers team. The Packers are coached by assistant coaches Corey McGinn, Josh Palmquist, and Mike Moline, and your head coaches Dave Palmquist. At this time, please stand, remove your hats for the playing of the national anthem.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, sailors, that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Good luck to both teams, and let's play hockey.
All right, welcome to the championship game of the South St. Paul tournament between the Eagan Wildcats and South St. Paul Packers. We just saw the starting lineup for the Packers. For the Wildcats, we may have missed it. It's Jenna Schreiber and Maddie Platson on defense, Ruby Seeger in goal, Jenna Rees, Emily Cronkite, and Julie Barger at forward to start this game. Both teams gather around their goaltenders. As we're set to go at center ice. Madigan for the Packers against Jenna Rees for the Wildcats. And we're underway live from South St. Paul in the championship game. In the neutral zone, both teams battle right in front of the South St. Paul bench. And it comes to Platson for the Wildcats, played ahead to Cronkite, and she gets it across the line. Bouncing puck in the slot now. Barger there for the Wildcats, but it comes to Sexauer for the Packers. Played from the red line, blocked by Platson, and now Rees with it. Backhand pass for Cronkite into the zone. Force wide there. by Deering for the Packers, and it's played around by South St. Paul. Outlet pass. This is Sexauer with it. With speed in the neutral zone. Hassled by Reason, played to the corner. Cronkite on the half wall. Breakout pass. Right on the tape for Cooper. But guarded there by Rambaum for South St. Paul and played out of the zone by the Packers. Played back in by Eagan. Now behind the net. Rambaum, that's an icing call. We're a minute into the game, no score. Face off back in the Wildcat zone. To the right is Seeger, the goaltender. Ashley Jaworkowski on the draw, wins it cleanly for South St. Paul, but played by the Wildcats. This is McKinnon across the line from the dot shot. Oh, over the glove of Norman, the goaltender for South St. Paul, and we got a whistle here. And a penalty is being called, an interference penalty on South St. Paul for the first power play of the game goes to the Wildcats. As Justice Rambaum gets the gate for South St. Paul. And a face-off to the right of Norman. Reeves on the draw against Deering. Reeves wins it cleanly to the point. This is Pladsen. Cross ice now for Cronkite. Play to the half wall for Barger. Cronkite again. Played down low. Reeves a one-timer. Just wide of the net. Good clearance there for the Wildcats. Reeves has it behind the net. To the point for Cronkite. Sidesteps one player. Now Barger on the half wall. Wildcats on the power play for another minute and a half. But the Packers get it and ice it. Pladsen there for the Wildcats being chased by Matzuk. Played up on the half wall. This is going to be Barger for Eagan. Now across the line on the power play. 1 against 4. Barger high slot. Drop pass for Cronkite. Now Barger again. But it comes to the point. Wrist shot. Blocked there. A nice block by the Wildcats. Chance here. Chance for Reynolds, but poked off her stick by Pladsen. Cronkite. Still a minute to go in the Wildcat power play. Barger gets it into the zone, but South St. Paul is there to play it up and out. This is Deering. Deering shorthanded, slap shot, just wide of the net. Wildcats have it now on the power play in their own zone. This is Pladsen for Reeves with the Wildcats looking to break it out. And they do across the line with a half minute to go. Reeves with it. Knocked off her stick on a good play there by the Packers. Played around. Now in the corner. Short-handed and played to the line, but not out. Coleman keeps it in and plays it deep. Packers get it back. This is Deering with it. And she gets it to the line and out. Now Schreiber with 8 seconds to go in the power play. Off the boards for Reeves. Into the zone. She'll go off for a line change. As the power play ends, we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Schreiber steers it to the corner for McKinnon behind the net. McKinnon tried looking for Marsh, but no. McKinnon still in the corner. Stiff there with McKinnon. Played to the point. This is going to be Pullman. Shot by Coleman. Deflected by Marsh. Behind the net. Centering pass. Backhand chance for Stiff, rather. Centering pass again. Pressure by the Wildcats here. We're 5-on-5. Stiff and McKinnon in the corner. But it comes to South St. Paul and played by Sexauer out and down the ice. Will it be icy? No, they've waved it off. Schreiber with it. 13 minutes to go in the first period. We're still scoreless for Stiff on the blue line. And now McKinnon, who plays it deep. Norman leaves it. Played up and under the line. But Schulbro there gets it right back in. Packers forced to regroup in their own zone. Played ahead for Winchester. Collision there. Play goes on. But it comes to the Packers and played out by Deering. Deering now shot wide of the net. Off the other side, Schulbro chips it to the line and out. Chance here for the Wildcats into the zone. Decker's shot. Save, rebound for Hall, and Decker there as well. Good stop there by Norman, the goaltender. On a 2-on-1. Packers get it back and play it to the line and out. Played back to the line. by Drugi. It's good now. Packers have it in their own zone. Rambam with it. Played ahead for Vesper at the red line and played deep as the Packers change. Drugi behind the net. But now Berger and Drugi out there on defense with Cronkite, Rees, and Barger. Just played into the Packers zone. Rambam with it, chipped to the glass, but not out. Kept in by Drugi, played to the net, and broken up by South St. Paul. Packers get it, played to the line and out, and played back in. Back and forth to go in the neutral zone. 11.5 to go, stolen by Rees. Packers get it back, and played out of the zone. Drugi right back in. Shots 2-0 in favor of Eagan. They've had the power play. Played to the line, Platson won't get it, and it goes into the zone. Will this be icing? No, they've waved it off. Oh, they call icing. With 11:10 to go in the first period. We're still scoreless from the championship game in South St. Paul. Face off back in the Packers zone to the right of Norman. McKinnon will take this face off.
Twin Cities Orthopedics, TCO.
For the Wildcats. Against Ramirez, and it's played in front. McKinnon's shot blocked there. Now behind the net to the point. This is Schreiber. Schreiber slap shot gets through, and a glove save there by Norman. 10:56 to go in a scoreless first period. Face off again to the right of Norman. McKinnon against Deering on this face-off. At the point, Schreiber now on the corner. Played to the line. Schreiber gets it back and plays it behind the net for McKinnon. Centering pass broken up there on a nice play by the Packers. Played to the half wall, chipped ahead, but Platson blocks it and it does come out. Schreiber will play it deep. The Wildcats have to touch up. And they do, as South St. Paul has it. Breakout pass up the boards. Platson guards her player at the red line. So we're in the neutral zone. Platson and McKinnon with Reynolds for South St. Paul. This is Cooper in the corner. Centering pass for Marsh, a one-timer. Good chance there. Now behind the South St. Paul net. Both teams working. Reynolds for the Packers. Plays it around. McKinnon gets it, intercepts it for Drugi. McGowan rather. McGowan, chance from the slot. Save there by Norman. Now in the corner. McGowan breaks that up for Platson behind the net. Platson centered right in front for McGowan. Bouncing puck. And it comes to South St. Paul. Played to the line and out. In the neutral zone. McGowan across the line. Rolls a tire. And the Packers get it to the line and out again. Shots now 4-0 in favor of Eagan. Headman pass by Rees to Stiff. Stiff high slot shot there. Rebound. On a good save by Norman. And the Packers have it. They play it to the line and out of the zone. Rees has it now for Eagan. But it's Sexauer for South St. Paul, who gets it deep behind the net. Stiff plays it around. Kept in by South St. Paul, though. Now behind the net, Coleman. One-touch pass for Rees. And McGowan around one player. But the Packers have it at the blue line. Players go down. Packers can't get it out. Coleman around one player. She's tied up. And Kirchner with it for South St. Paul. Played around. Outlet pass good. To the line and out. South St. Paul with it. Right in front of the Wildcat bench and played into the Eagan zone. Berger for Coleman. Played ahead for Cora Hall. She gets a piece of it, so no icing. Behind the net, it's Rambam. Played ahead, broken up though by the Wildcats. Played deep by Schobrow. Rambam with it. Behind the net for South St. Paul. For Vesper. And now Matzuk around one player, gets it out of the zone. It's good at the line. chance here for Schulbrook, deflected into the netting. Leah face-off in the Packer zone with 8 minutes to go in a scoreless first period. To the right of Norman is the draw, controlled by Reeves to the point for Schreiber. Plays it to the half wall for Barger. With Cronkite in the corner. Packers have it behind their own net, looking to break it out. And they get it out. But Schreiber there at her own blue line. Played ahead for Platson, just out of her reach. And they're going to call icing here with 7:40 to go in the first period. Face off back in the Eagan zone. Madigan on the draw against Rees. And the Wildcats have it behind the net. This is Platson for Cronkite. Outlet pass right on the tape for Barger. Headman to Rees. Rees in on goal. Jenna Rees. And then she scores. Great puck movement there by the Wildcats to make it 1-0. That gets center ice for the draw. With 7.5 to go in the first period. We'll get the official announcement. Should be 2 assists there for sure. Cronkite for Reeves. And now Platson. Platson's shot gets through. Norman the save. Platson pinches to keep it in. Here's the announcement. It's Jenna Reeves on the goal. From Barger and Platson to make it 1-0. Packers with it now. Under 7 minutes to go. Good play there by McKinnon to break up that outlet pass, but the Packers get it back, and Deering has it. She plays it deep behind the net. Now Schreiber in the corner. Up the boards for Marsh. Across the line is Marsh. Drop pass for McKinnon. Top of the circle. Her shot hits traffic. Cooper there. One save and held by Norman for the faceoff. Good chance for the Wildcats out shooting the South St. Paul 7-0. And the score 8-0 now, and the score is 1-0, of course. Carly Marsh from the draw against Gabby Madigan for South St. Paul. And the Packers have it in the corner. Played around behind the net, but broken up by McKinnon. She has it now, bouncing puck behind the net. McKinnon with it, plays it to the point for Coleman. Cross ice for Drugi. Played to the net and wide. McKinnon now centering pass, broken up by the Wildcat, or the Packers rather. Played to the point. Coleman again, shooting, gets through. Norman one save. And played around by Rambaum for the Packers. Outlet pass, bouncing puck in the neutral zone. And Drugi steers it to the blue line. Cooper around one player. But Sexauer with it, waits for the zone to clear across the line. It's Sexauer. And we got a whistle here. And they're going to call too many players on South St. Paul. I'm not sure what the call is. Yep. Referee right at the bench there. Too many players on the ice for the Packers. And the Wildcats go back on the power play up 1-0. As they sort things out. No one in the box yet. But 4 players on the ice for the Packers, and someone's got to serve that was on the ice. So Gabby Madigan will serve the penalty. Correction, playing with a broken stick is the call. They call a player for playing with a broken stick. You don't see that too often. It's another $250 for some parents, some lucky parent. Cronkite at the point. Rees to Platson, now Rees with it. Top of the circle. Cross ice for Cronkite. Power play for the Wildcats. Barger with it. Kronk now. Wrist shot gets through. Rebound for Cooper, one save. Oh, Norman was huge there. Two big saves by the goaltender. Platson, wrist shot, slap shot rather. Bouncing puck. Comes to South St. Paul and played to the line and out. Great pressure by the Wildcat power play here. But Norman equal to the task to keep it 1-0. Cronkite carries it out of the zone, broken up, so Barger picks up the puck. Swept ahead to Rees. Cross ice now for Cronkite. Played behind the net. That's Cooper with it for Eagan. Off her stick. Tied up, and it comes to the Packers. And Ramirez gets it. And out. This is Sexauer now. Shorthanded, good back check by Rees. And she steals the puck. Jenna Rees on a good effort there. Surprising Sexauer. Turn back over, this should be offside. No, they say it's good. Shot there. And a save by Seeger. Wraparound won't go. Shorthanded chance again. Half minute to go in the Wildcat power play. But it's in the Eagan zone. Cronkite with it. Played ahead for Marsh. Across the line. Oh, it's offside. 15 seconds left and 4:01 to go in the first period. 15 seconds of power play left for the Wildcats. Shots now 10-1 in favor of Eagan. But the only score that matters is the goals, and it's 1-0. McKinnon against Winston on the draw. And controlled by the Wildcats as played deep by Coleman and played out of the zone. As the power play winds down, Schreiber plays it to the red line. And the Packers have it. That's a 5-on-5 with 3:45 to go in the first period. Outlet pass. This is Deering for South St. Paul, played into the zone. They're going to wave off icing here. Play behind the net. Schreiber battling. But it comes to the Packers. Back and forth. Players go down. And play goes on. Coleman there for Eagan. South St. Paul with it, though. At the point. This is Kirshner. Cross-ice pass. Wrist shot. Wide of the net. McKinnon gets it. Plays it up to the line and out. Comes to Sexauer for South St. Paul, but Schreiber now ahead for Schobro. Schobro across the line. Shot blocked. Packers get it back. Sexauer with it at the red line and played in on goal. Steered to the corner by Seeger. Coleman at the half wall, but it comes back into the Wildcat zone. Decker there for Eagan. And now Coleman. Played around. Now Hall with it. Coleman again. Guarded nicely there by Drakowski. And played to the Wildcat zone. Race for the puck. Reynolds there for South St. Paul. Cross-ice pass, hits traffic. Play to the point. Ramirez shot, deflected nicely there on a good deflection. 2 minutes to go in the first period. Played to the line but not out, so momentum now for the Packers. Schreiber plays it around but kept in by Ramirez. Played behind the net. Wildcats in need of a line change here, but they can't get it out of the zone. We're down to minute 45. Centering pass. Moose in the front and a goal. The Packers tie it. At 1. With 1:39 left in the first period. Look at the announcement here. It's going to be Gabby Ogburn on the goal, I believe. And the Packers tie it at 1 with 1.5 to go in the first period. Gladson
At 15:21.
Get the announcement here.
Number 5, Gabby Ogren.
It is Gabby Ogren on the goal as icing is called.
6, Gabby Madigan.
Gabby Madigan with 1 assist
That's Ogren from Madigan.
to make it 1-1.
21.
It's the Packers last 5 minutes with some pressure and they tie the game. Got an official's timeout here for some reason. Got maybe a scoring change, I'm not sure on the announcement. But it's 1-1 nonetheless. $1:19 to go in the first period. We're tied at 1. Face-off control by the Packers with momentum now. Schreiber there for Eagan as she has it for Stiff on the half wall. Played to the line and out. Deering had man pass right on the tape across the line. South St. Paul with it and broken up by Joe. Great play by Mallory Stiff. Mallory Stiff around one player. She's tied up and there is a penalty. Mallory Stiff draws a penalty with a great effort there. And 58 seconds left in the first. Wildcats will go on the power play. Interference is the call as Emma Reynolds with her hands up saying it wasn't me, but penalty is the call. And a power play for Eagan in the last minute of the first period of a tie game. Face-off win for Rees. Oh, it comes out. And the Wildcats forced to regroup at their own blue line. Rees plays it now for Barger. Barger around one player across the line. With the Rees. Now she's got one already. At the point, Cronkite. Around one player. It's Emily Cronkite. Backhand. Oh, just out of the reach of Rees. Now Platson. Return pass for Rees. Good play there by Deering to break that up. And the Packers have it, and they carry it out of the zone. Cooper with it. Still 15 seconds left in the period. One last chance. This is Cooper across the line. Wrist shot blocked nicely. Cooper gets it back with 8 seconds left in the period. Packers get it to the line. Platson keeps it in the zone around one player with 3 seconds left. 2 seconds. 1, and the horn goes to end the first period. A minute 2 of power play will carry over for the Wildcats into the second period. Shots 10-4 in favor of Eagan. And we'll see in about 10 minutes in the championship game from South St. Paul.
Number 10, Jenna Reese. Assistant Julia Barger and Manny Platson. Scoring at 15-21 for South St. Paul. Number 5, Gabby Ogren. Assist. Number 6, Gabby Madigan.
That is here.
Welcome back to the second period of this championship game between South St. Paul Packers and the Eagan Wildcats. To score 1-1 after one. The start of the game opened with Jenna Reese for Eagan, scoring their first goal, giving a 1-goal lead. South St. Paul came back, and a goal by number 6, Gabby Ogren, to tie it up at 1 apiece. Shots on goal, 14 for Eagan, only 4 for South St. Paul. South St. Paul goes on the power play right away with 1:02 left in the penalty to Reynolds from South St. Paul. Get ready for the drop of the puck. It's going to be Eagan's potent power play line with Reese, Barger, Cooper, Cronkite, and Platson. The draw, won by Sexauer from South St. Paul. Puts it behind the net. Coming away with it now, it's Julia Barger, Abby Barger in attendance today. The sophomore from the U of M. Oh, nice job by Cronkite to save that one from going coast to coast. Here comes Barger now. Barger with a shot. And the save by Norman. Norman, the 9th grader from South St. Paul, makes the save. First period, of course, announced by voice of Eagan Girls Hockey, Rick Schreiber. Third period, we may have a special guest announcer to be determined. Here comes a draw. Won by Madigan. Madigan fires it around and knocked down deep by Sexauer. Goal behind Ruby Seeger, the goalie for Eagan. Here comes Cronkite. Cronkite's got some speed now. Cronkite on 1 player. She goes around 2 players, crosses the blue line. Cronkite leaves it. No, she controls it. The backhand. The puck's laid out front. And Barger's got it. Barger's back to Platson. Maddie Platson's drive. Oh, Reynolds never saw it. Just goes wide. Madigan from South St. Paul. And there's going to be a checking penalty on Rambow for South St. Paul. She doesn't know what's going on, but a checking from behind, cross-check. Eagan's going to go on the 2-man power play only for 3 seconds. Reynolds comes on 3 seconds. The draw going to come to the left of Delaney Norman, the 9th grader. Reese taking the draw against Bryn Sexauer, the Crown player. One of the many Crown players here today. Little discussion going on. 2 minutes. Sexauer against Jenna Reese. Reese, of course, with the draw. Back to Platson. Platson steps up. Platson. Oh, pass behind Reese. Reese controls. Gives it to Cooper. Maria Cooper over to Reese. To Platson. It goes off Platson. Sick out of the zone. Racing after it is Sexauer. Bryn Sexauer and Maddie Platson, 2 Crown players. Platson behind the back to Cronkite. Cronkite loses it, but regains it across the blue line. She's got Cooper. Right there's Cooper. Oh, and Cooper fans it, but gives it back to Barger's drive. Just goes wide. Cronkite to Platson. Platson's drive just goes wide. Controlling at the point now, it's Cronkite. Cronkite gives it up to Barger, and there's going to be another penalty on. Is pointing at somebody. The referees aren't sure what's going on here. Coming off the ice. The referees are going to decide what's going on here. I didn't see anything. South St. Paul's bench yapping away. Sure what's going on here. You guys know as much as I do here. Coach Wilson's just giggling. It appears that it whistle should have been blown. Eagan players just kind of standing around. Regardless, the Face-off is going to be to the right of Delaney Norman, the 9th grader. And I'm not sure what happened, but there's a minute 11 left in the penalty. The South St. Paul Ramones, and here comes the draw. Won by Sexton to Barger. Barger's pass a little behind, but here comes Cooper now. Cooper up the side. She drops it for Barger. Barger drops it for Cronkite. Emily Cronkite ripped the slot, the shot, the deflection by Cooper! And Maria Cooper gives the Eagan a 2-1 lead on the power play. Rambam comes out of the ice. And once again, Maria Cooper with their 7th goal of the season. And once again, Derek Cooper nowhere to be found. 14:41 left in the second period. Eagan goes up 2-1 now. Shots on goal, 13-4. Eagan takes a 2-1 lead. Jakowski takes a draw for South St. Paul. Coleman gives it to McKinnon. McKinnon flips it down deep. Behind the net is Deering. Deering gives it to Ramage. Ramage comes up the side. Ramage comes up the side now. He's got 2 Eagan players on her. There's a shot. Ruby with the save. And it comes away. McKinnon tried to pinch it. Couldn't go through. Deerling's there for South St. Paul to keep it in. It goes down deep. There's Nora Drugi now. Drugi behind her at the Coleman. Coleman to McGowan. It gets past McGowan. And Kircher just fires it back for South St. Paul. Coleman's pass goes through everybody. Dearly now for South St. Paul. Try to do a little dipsy doodle behind Norman. Gives it to Kirchen. Kirchen's pass comes up front, and Drugi's there to pick it off, and she just fires it back down deep. Norman holds it up for Drugi. Kircher now for South St. Paul holds on to it. It goes behind the net. Now there's McKinnon. McKinnon throws it out front. Picked up by Deerling. Here comes Deerling now, racing up the side. She crosses the red line. Oh, she tries to do a little toe drag around Drugi. And Steve Cronkite's yelling too many players here for South St. Paul, but behind the net now, the wraparound attempt by Ramage. Coleman's there to knock this side, and Nora Drugi comes with it. Drugi, the little Sasha pass up the Shorebro, picked up. That should be ice, offsides. And it should be all the way down. Madigan brought it back in offside for South St. Paul. It should go all the way down, but the referees are just going to have the face-off at mid-ice. 13:05 left in the second period. Shout out to the Decker clan in New Mexico, and a shout out to the Sidney Coleman's grandparents in Bloomington. Ramirez for South St. Paul shoots it down deep. Platson there. Platson, the number 2 star in yesterday's game, leaves it to McGowan. McGowan to Platson. Platson's pass gets picked off. It's behind the net. There's Ramirez now. Gives it to Reynolds for South St. Paul. Reynolds, she steps up. She takes a shot. A lot of traffic in front. There's carnage everywhere. The one-timer, nobody sees it up front. Oh, Ruby Senior with a huge save. A great save by Ruby. I don't think she saw it. It hit her pads and she pounced on it. And a face-off will be to her right. Taking the draw for South St. Paul. McCuitz wins the draw, but Maddie Platson controls. Platson wraps it around to Schobro. Emily goes past Emily, and Jenna Schreiber hangs on. Schreiber to Platson, back to Schreiber. Schreiber to Schobro. Schobro gets ridden in the boards by Dwilly. Catalina Decker's shot trickles through, and Norman has to hang on. Little shot there by Decker. Norman scoops it up and hangs on to it. The draw will come to the right of Delaney Norman, the 9th grader. Here's Decker taking the draw. Decker, of course, wins the draw. Schreiber fires around deep. Reynolds controls it for South St. Paul. And a pinch by Schreiber. There's going to be a high sticking call on Cora Hall. Hall's going to go for high sticking. And you know that was going to happen. There was going to be an even up call pretty quick here regardless. South St. Paul been called for 2 penalties. Not saying that's some home cooking, but that's some home cooking right there. Taking the draw is Madigan, the captain, but it's won by Jenna Schreiber. Back to Coleman. Coleman will saucer pass to Schreiber. Schreiber loses it. It goes back down. Punched in by Reynolds. Here comes Ramirez now at the point for South St. Paul. Our traffic in front. And Coleman's there to knock it away. Madigan hangs on to it. She fires her up front. Back to Ramirez. Ramirez to the side. A lot of traffic in front. Oh, a nice dive there. Goes back to the point. Ramirez's shot gets knocked down deep by Schreiber. Controlled by Barger. She knocks up to Reese. Reese now. Reese, a little toe drag. Just goes wide.
Go Packers. Go girls.
Mavs Ramirez. Ramirez now with the long pass. Goes too far. Madigan now control for South St. Paul. She crosses the blue line. She drops it for Deering. Deering, oh, a nice round 2 players. There's going to be another penalty here on Eagan. Not sure who's going to go. The referee's arm's up. Deering holds on to it, and she just lets Eagan touch it. There's going to be a penalty on Jenna Reese for hooking at 10:54. Eagan will be 2 men short now. 53 seconds left. I didn't see that one again. You wonder if the referee is a South St. Paul alumni. So Reese goes. She's got 2 minutes. Cora Hall has 53 seconds left. Madigan wins the draw. Back to Reynolds. Reynolds over to Deering. Deering steps right up. Knocked down by Schreiber. Madigan holds on to it. Over to Reynolds. A one-timer. A lot of traffic. Coleman clears the zone. And now here comes Cronkite. Cronkite on a breakaway. There's she down too short. Cronkite. Oh, and Norman has to make the save. A nice try by Cronkite. 2 men down. Bringing up, it's Reynolds. Reynolds holds on to it. Gives it back to Ramirez. Ramirez back to Reynolds. A one-timer. She fans on it, but it ends up on Dearling's stick. Somehow that missed everything. Back in the corner now. There's Ramirez. Ramirez out front, the back door. She tried to hit the Deering. There's Coleman. Coleman makes Deering go wide. It lays out front. Coleman holds onto it, and she clears the zone. No, it's kept in. Coleman's pass didn't get out. Eagan 1 man short. Walking out front. There's a lot of traffic out front. Oh, my Cronkite, using those soccer skills, knocks it away. Here comes Reynolds now at the point for South St. Paul. Reynolds steps out front, the one-timer. Hall drops down to knock it aside. Deering behind the net goes out front, and Hall sets it down. Oh, and Norman has to make the save. A nice job of penalty killing there by the Eagans. Here comes Ramirez. Ramirez's pass gets picked off by McKinnon. Coleman's there to knock to the side. With it now, it's Barger. Barger wraps around deep. Behind the net, there's Sexauer with it. Coleman's up in front. Comes right out front. Oh, went through 2 South St. Paul players. And it's cleared out of the zone. But here comes Barger on a breakaway. Julia Barger. Oh, and Barger with a huge save by Norman. Barger using her patented left-right left move. And Norman's up for that task. Here comes Eagan now. Pass gets too far. Coleman picks it off. Here comes McKinnon now. McKinnon's shot. Norman with the save. Eagan at full strength now. Reese back on the ice. And now it's Ramirez for South St. Paul. She just tries to clear the zone. Platson using her soccer skills, but knocked up. Here comes Deering, but coming away with it, it's Drugi, and Drugi's long pass to McKinnon just goes wide. It'll be icing to the left of Ruby Seagull, but Eagan, more importantly, killed off the 2-on-1 advantage. Taking the draw for South St. Paul, it's going to be Machuik. Machuik taking the draw. She wins it back to Kirshner. Kirchner's drive, a nice drive by Schobel to knock it down. A lot of traffic in front again. Schobel gets cross-checked from behind. Play continues. Decker flips it up. And Rambo comes away with it for South St. Paul. Her pass over to Kirchner. It ends up on Daniil's stick. Daniil tries to dump it down deep. And with it now is Decker. Decker will spin around. Oh my goodness. Kirchner just bowled over Emily Schobel. No call. Rambage with the puck now. She flips it up. Picked off by Drugi. Drugi fires it around back. Norman holds on to it. Kirchner now with South St. Paul. Gives it up to Wellness. Picked off there. It's Jenna Reese. Reese in the corner now. Throws. Oh, she tried to go back to Nora Drugi. It's picked off by Deering. And Ramirez comes away with it, but she loses the puck. Rambach loses the puck to Reese. Here comes Jenna Reese. Oh, Reese's shot. No, the one saved the rebound. And Norman hangs on. Reese with 2 chances. And Norman's up for the task. Holds on to both shots. 7:23 left in the second period. Eagan, shots on goal, leading 19-9. But we won't count the 10 shots that Eagan's missed. Here comes Reese taking the draw against Sexauer. Reese wins the draw, back to Drugi. Drugi's shot gets knocked down in front. Madigan gives it up, tries to give the long pass to Sexauer. A little too far. Here comes Cronkite. Cronkite loses to Coleman. Here comes Coleman. Coleman makes a long pass. Tipped down deep by Barger. Goes behind the net. Ramirez spins around. She's got Jenna Reese. Reese seals it to Platson now. Platson at the point, the one-timer. And Norman hangs on again. No rebound. McGowan was right there waiting for that rebound, as was Mallory Stiff. 2 Eagan players just waiting for a rebound, but Norman hangs on with 6:52 left in the second period. Taking drives, McKinnon. McKinnon wins the draw, back to Platson. Platson, another drive. And once again, right into Norman's stomach, and she hangs on to it. Good drive by McKinnon to win the draw. McKinnon going up against Ramirez. She wins the draw. McKinnon wins the draw again to Platson. Platson gets a stiff trying to go back door. McGowan just gets picked off out front. Behind the net, there's McGowan. McKinnon loses it. Puck. Here's Reynolds now. Reynolds flips it around the boards behind Norman now. Here comes Reynolds for South St. Paul, controlling some more. She goes around McKinnon. Schreiber pinches. Jenna keeps it in. Gives it down in the corner now. And Reynolds fires it around. The pass picked off by Mallory Stiff. Stiff to Platson. And Mallory Stiff just dumped it down deep. Ramirez. Ramirez gets over to Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get up top. Back in the corner now. There's Cora Hall. Sexauer. She tries to clear the zone. Platson again, using those soccer skills. Gives the puck back to McKinnon. And it looks like it should be icing there. Ramirez just fires it down. Goes to the right of Ruby Seeger. And it's 5:43 left in the second period. Eagan with a 2-1 lead. The draw will come to the left of Delaney Norman. Taking the draw for South St. Paul is going to be Jaworski. Jaworski has Catalina Decker. Decker wins the draw, but South St. Paul controls. Coleman fires it down to Decker. Decker behind the net to Emily Shoreborough. Shoreborough, she's got 3 players on her. Cora Hall goes in to help. Cronkite, and Hall comes away with it. Oh, and Decker gets drilled from behind by Kirchner, no call. Coming away with it is South St. Paul. CC Berger steps up. That should be icing again. That should be icing. Oh, they wave it off. I don't know how that happened. But Coleman behind the net. Coleman's pass a little bit too far for Cora Hall. Racing after is Decker. Puck goes around. There's Ramirez now. Ramirez for South St. Paul loses it to Decker. Decker loses it. There's Ramridge. She fires around the Sexauer. Picked off by Hall. puck goes behind the net. With it is Kirchner now. Kirchner, little saucer pass. Berger steps up, keeps it in. The Barger's over there. Berger's over there. CC Berger fires it out, lane up front. Oh, and Norman covers up with 4:29 left in the second period. Another period here dominated by Eagan, but it's only a 2-1 lead. Taking the draw, it's going to be Ogren again for South St. Paul against Jenna Reese. Ogren wins the draw. No, it's Reese wins the draw, gives it back to Berger. Berger throws it down deep. Cronkite's there to pick it off. Emily Cronkite's got 3 players on her. Cronkite sauce pass to Berger. Berger's shot gets knocked down by Reynolds. Doreen gives it up to Reynolds. Here comes Reynolds. Reynolds shot. Seeger makes a save. And coming to Jenna Reese. Reese tries to make the long pass. Cronkite. Cronkite slips it up front. And Dieter Ramirez now to Reynolds. Reynolds tried to do a little behind the pack. Didn't work. Jenna Reese takes it. And she fires it down to Madigan for South St. Paul. Gives up to Reynolds. Reynolds takes across the blue and she stops. Holds on to. Oh, she makes a long pass. Oh, and a nice chance there by Ogren. But it was thwarted there by Coleman. Ramirez from the point. A lot of traffic up front. It went through about 4 players. Ruby Seeger never saw it. Ramirez drive. Goes through about 4 players. And we got ourselves a 2-2 score. Ramirez with 3:34 left in the second period just threw it at the net. Seeger never saw it. And we got ourselves a 2-2 hockey game. There's a draw, won by McKinnon. Back to Schreiber. Schreiber gives it to Cooper. Here comes Mia Cooper, throws it down deep. Ramirez is going to get the goal. Schreiber keeps it in, and it's going to be an unassisted goal there for Ramirez. A new life here. Here comes Kirchner now. Kirchner gives it to Sexauer. Sexauer comes across the blue line. She steps up front. She still hangs on to it. Throws it down deep to Deering. A lot of noise going on here. Here comes Kirchner now. Kirchner's shot. Deflected out front. Just goes wide. Behind the net now is Deering. All of a sudden the tide has turned here at South St. Paul, taking over this game. Here comes a shot by Kirchner, and Platson knocks it away. Reynolds hangs onto it. She just flips it down deep. Platson just tries to clear the zone. Kirchner keeps it in for South St. Paul. She fires it back around. Schreiber going after it. We got 5 players on it. Who comes in? And in comes in is Carly Marsh. Marsh tries to move the puck up to McKinnon. McKinnon across the red line. Oh, McKinnon tries to go around Ramirez. Ramirez with a nice play to knock that back down. Here we come again. Here comes South St. Paul. A 4-on-2. Kirchner shot. And Schreiber knocks it away. McKinnon gets pushed down from behind. No call. Sexauer comes out front. Platson's likely to knock it aside. Here comes Ramirez, who got the second goal. Ramirez leaves it for Reynolds. Reynolds back to Ramirez behind the net. Ramirez shoots it out front. Oh, and Sexauer just missed it. A drive just goes wide by South St. Paul. Here comes Ramirez now. Ramirez just dumped it down deep. South St. Paul just buzzing right now. Sexauer leaves it. Coming away with it is McKinnon. McKinnon tries to clear the zone. But Deering now. Deering across the red line. Deering across the blue line. She takes another shot. And luckily Cronkite's there. Cronkite just clears the zone, gives up to Reese. Picked off by Sexauer to Ramirez now for South St. Paul. Over to Reynolds. Reynolds takes a look. Gives it to Ramirez. Ramirez fires it around. There's a minute 10 left this period. Eagan just hopefully tries to get out of here. Schreiber gives it up to Jenna Reese. Reese now fires it around to Cronkite. Cronkite holding on to it. Cronkite gives it up to Barger. Barger gives it up to Reese. And Reese dumps it down deep, and there's Ramirez now. Ramirez for South St. Paul. Eagan on the middle of a line change. Combs there to pick it off, and she just fires it back down deep. Going after is Ogren. Ogren fires it around. Picked off by Drugi. Drugi sends it down deep. Behind that is Shore. Oh, Shore gets taken down from behind. No call, but there's Drugi now. Drugi at the point to shot. And Norman hangs on with 26 seconds left. South St. Paul buzzing there.
Go Packers!
Eagan just trying to get out of this period with a 2-2 tie. Here comes Catalina Decker taking the draw. Decker wins a draw, but controlled by Sexauer. Sexauer races on the side. She throws it out front. See what to say. There's Coleman. Coleman, she's got some room to move. Coleman on one player. Coleman makes a pass. Tape to Hall. Here comes Hall. 11 seconds left. She dumps it down deep. Goes behind the net. Ramirez fires it back. Comes out front. There's Decker. Oh, Decker's shot. Just as Drugi takes the shot. A lot of traffic. As the whistle sounds, we got ourselves a 2-2 game after 2 periods. Shots on goal, 12 for South St. Paul, 23 for Eagan. Of course, coming back for the 3rd period will be Rick Schreiber.
right, welcome back. Third period of the championship game, and we're tied at 2. Doesn't get much better than that. Wildcats and Packers from South St. Paul. And it's Schreiber for Platson, played ahead to the red line, but the Packers have it now. This is Deering across the line. We're 5-on-5 to start this third period. Schreiber in the corner, Barger up the boards and out of the zone. Packers play it back in behind the net. Platson with it. Shots 23-12 in favor of Eagan to score 2-2. Packers have it to start this period. In the Wildcat zone, Platson ahead for Cronkite. Out of her reach, Packers have it now. Centering pass for Deering. Gets through, and it comes to Rees. Jenna Rees across the line. She leaves it for a line change. Pressured by Cronkite there. As the Wildcats change the remainder of their players. Cronkite buying time in the Packer zone. And South St. Paul with it. Ramirez plays it ahead. No, Ramirez still with it. Plays it around now. And played out by South St. Paul. Wildcats get it back. This is Cooper. Cooper, high slot shot. Save, rebound. As Norman left it there. Drugi plays it behind the net for McKinnon. Centering pass won't go. Played up the boards and down the ice by South St. Paul. And will it be far enough for icing? Yes, it will be. As we're a minute and a half into the third period. And a face-off back in the Packer zone. Once I had a Cruz and Anita Ruiz watching in Eagan. Grandparents of Jenna Ruiz, who has a goal already and looking for more. Hope you're enjoying the game as we're tied at 2. Puck turned over, and the Packers come back across the line. Forced wide by Coleman. Centering pass won't go. Packers still with it. In the Wildcat zone, played behind that. Centering pass again, goes through. Played deep by Kirshner behind the net for South St. Paul. Packers with it at the point. Rambam shot blocked. And it's in the gear of Carly Marsh in her breezers. And a face-off will be in the Wildcat zone. Also want to say hi to Brooks and Reagan Jensen watching in Lakeville. Brooks and Reagan watching cousin Jenna play. Jenna Schreiber. And I got good news for Brooks and Reagan. I just found out you can stay up as late as you want to tonight. You can go to bed whenever you want to. Don't worry about what your mom Tony says about bedtime. Shot there, wider than that as the Packers have it. In the Wildcat zone, but played out. This is Jenna Rees now across the line. With it is Jenna from the dot now, forced wide on a poke check by South St. Paul. Packers have it in their own zone, looking to break it out. We're 2 minutes into this third period, and we're still tied at 2. Played up by the Packers across the line now, guarded by Schreiber, and played to Platson at the dot. Played ahead off the glass, bouncing puck in the neutral zone, back and forth, pretty even third period here in the first 2.5 minutes. But it's South St. Paul with it now, shot there, glove by Seeger, and she'll hope for a face-off. 14:30 exactly left in a tied third period. There we go. Face-off win for the Packers. Rambam plays it to the half wall. But it's Platson with it now for the Wildcats. Played around for Schreiber. Played ahead to the blue line, but not out. Right in front of the Wildcat bench. As players from both teams battle. It comes out to Schulbro with a 2-on-1. Emily Schulbro with it at the dot for Hall. Hall backhand shot, save, rebound is loose. In the slot, Platson steps up. Her shot hits traffic. Now Decker with it. To the point for Schreiber. Played now behind the net. Out of the reach of Decker, it's Hall with it. Great work by Schulbro to create that 2-on-1. And the remnants now, it's still in the Packer zone. Played behind the net, no. Centering pass, broken up. And the Packers have it. Play to the slot, it's loose, so Schulbro shot, and a pad save there by Norman. Wildcats with pressure now. Platson keeps it in. And now Cronkite in the corner. Played around by South St. Paul. Top line out for the Wildcats. Played up the boards. Glove by Schreiber, who plays it. Still in the zone and played out. And we got a whistle here, and I'm going to say Jenna Rees gloved it. So, face-off will be all the way down in the Eagan zone. 13-11 to go in the third period. Still tied at 2. A good one here from South St. Paul. Face-off controlled by the Packers at the point and played deep by South St. Paul. Sexauer battling for the Packers. She falls down, gets right back up. Sexauer with Madigan, but it comes to the Wildcats Coleman. And now with it is Cronkite. Cronkite's played ahead, looking for Barger. Wildcat fans want a penalty, there'll be none here. Played it back across the line. Sexauer shot, glove, or poked into the corner by Seeger. Loose puck, center, gets through, and Barger wisely plays it ahead out of the zone. 12.5 to go in the third period. Back come the Packers with momentum now. That shot there by Deering, blocked by Berger. On the half wall, played out of the zone by Ruiz. Played back in though by Deering for South St. Paul. It's Coleman behind the net for the Wildcats. For Marsh, intercepted though on a good play by the Packers. Centered through the slot. Comes to the point, slap shot, and a save there. On the shot by Kirshner, Seeger holds it, no rebound. Shots 27-15 in favor of Eagan, and we're 2-2 with 11:54 to go in the third period. Face-off to the left of Seeger, the Wildcat goaltender. McKinnon on the draw. Wins it for Pladsen. And now Schreiber. Played ahead. The line, but not out. And Schreiber taken down. Play goes on. Centering pass. Schreiber with it again. Up the boards. And still in the zone, though. Oh, it does come out. Ahead for McKinnon. Just out of her reach. But she got a piece of it. So there's no icing. Marsh there with McKinnon behind the net. Centered, nobody home. McKinnon battling with Rambam of South St. Paul. Now is Marsh and Pladsen at the half wall. But it comes to South St. Paul and played ahead. Augerin played it ahead. Right back in. This is Rambam with it. Around one player. Justine Rambam. Now across the line. Knocked off the puck by Cronkite. Cronkite with it. 10:45 to go in the third. Played ahead to the line and out. Now back and forth from the neutral zone. Sexauer, but it comes to Rees. Rees gains the red line and gets it deep. Forechecking is going to be Cronkite, but it comes to South St. Paul for now. Turned over on the good play there. Packers with it. Played ahead. Pladsen trying to pick it, but possible 2-on-1 for South St. Paul. Coleman there for the Wildcats, and played out by Ruiz. Now this is Barger across the line from the dot. Her shot. Norman the save, and steers it to the corner. Ruiz cycles it down low. Guarded by Barger to the point. Coleman shot. Saved by Norman. Barger again in the corner. Played to the line, but still in. On the half wall, and played out of the zone. Sexauer plays it in, and Seeger steers it to the corner. Chased by Matt Suck for South St. Paul, but it comes to the Wildcats. This is McKinnon now. Played ahead for McGowan across the line. McGowan gets through traffic. She's being held. And play goes on. Wildcat fans want a penalty. Under 10 minutes to go in the third period. Rambam with it at center ice. Rambam across the line. Guarded by McKinnon's shot. Seeger the save. And, oh, loose. Still loose and now covered Couldn't see what happened there.
Behind her butt.
And we got a whistle with 9:12 to go in the third period. Still 2-2. McKinnon on the draw for the Wildcats against Bailey Vesper for South St. Paul. And won by McKinnon. This is Drugi. Plays it around for Coleman. Pass intercepted though. McGowan there for the Wildcats. And now Coleman. Coleman carries it. That's center ice. She's taken down. There's going to be a delayed offside. Wildcats forced to touch up. And they do, but South St. Paul has the puck. As Stiff knocks her player off the puck. Wildcats get it in their own zone. This is Mallory Stiff to the red line. Played back in by Rambaum. Now Drugi looking for McKinnon just out of her reach. And the Packers have it. Played around by Kirshner. Played to the line and out of the zone. Played back in by Drugi. The Wildcats again touch up as we're down to 8:10 to go in the third period. Schobro there for Eagan. And to help out is Barger, I believe. No, that's Decker, rather. Schobro 1 against 3. Now Decker again to help out. Drugi steps up cross ice for Platson. Platson from the dot, her shot, and a goal! Maddie Platson makes it 3-2. With 7:55 to go in the third period. Face off. Look at the assist there on a bullet by Maddie Platson. She may have went bar down. And the Wildcats up by a goal. Under 8 minutes to go. Still plenty of time. Center there for Barger. Oh, just wide of the net. Wildcats with momentum now. Schobro on the assist. Platson from Schobro to make it 3-2 for Eagan. But back comes South St. Paul. It's good at the line. Through the crease. Just wide. As the player split the knee there. Packers with it. They're hungry now. Every time the Wildcats have scored, the Packers have answered. Headman pass for Rees. Right on the money. Jenna Rees through one player on her backhand now. Force wide as the team catches up on a line change. Fresh players for the Wildcats. But it comes to South St. Paul and they break it out. Sexauer gains the red line and gets it deep. 6:50 to go in the third period. Seeger leads it for Schreiber. Schreiber out of the zone, up the boards for Marsh, who steers it into the Packer zone. McKinnon forechecking now for the Wildcats, but it comes to South St. Paul. Ramirez with it into the zone. She's being held up by Marsh, and Seeger covers for a face-off with exactly 6:30 to go in the third period of this championship game. Face off to the left of Seeger. Vierkowski on the draw against McKinnon. And the linesman sorting things out. And now McKinnon gets the boot. It's going to be Cooper taking the draw instead. And she ties it up. And it comes to McKinnon, who carries it out of the zone. Marsh at the red line. Plays it deep. And the Wildcat forecheckers go to work. McKinnon behind the net with Cooper. For Eagan, Maria Cooper with a goal already. Plays it deep. Broken up though, and Marsh steers it to the corner. 6:08 to go. McKinnon behind the net. Centering pass. Gets through. This is going to be Coleman. Shot gets through traffic. Marsh on her backhand. Can't get it to go. Berger keeps it in. Play to the net. And the Packers get it to the line and out. Coleman chips it right back in. Wildcats touch up as Kirshner has it for South St. Paul. Almost picked off, but no. Winchester plays it ahead. Played back in by the Wildcats. Stiff forechecking. Loose puck comes to McGowan to the point. Berger shot, blocked down by Reynolds, and Reynolds carries it across the line. Reynolds, it's good. Blocked by Coleman. Coleman with Ruiz. And Madigan plays it to the point for Deering. Guarded by McGowan. Deering with it. Still with it is Deering. Looking to center. He still has it. 5-0-2 backhand shot. Won't go. And Genovese with it now. Knocked off the puck. And back comes Deering for South St. Paul. Shot wide. Platson with it. Plays it ahead to the neutral zone. Gets through. Turned over almost, but played to the line, but not out. Oh, they're going to call offside as it did come out. 4:40 to go now in the third period. Shots 30-20 in favor of Eagan, and it's still 3-2 in this championship game. Jarakowski on the draw, but played by the Wildcats. Played with a high stick, but the Packers touch it, so it's played out of the zone by the Wildcats. Played right back in. It's late offside here. Still offside, and now they touch up. Pladson's outlet pass won't go, and played back in by the Packers. This is Schreiber at the blue line. Plays it to the other blue line. Bouncing puck comes back the other way, and played deep by the Packers. 4:05 to go in the third. Schobro on the half wall. That won't go. Now Schreiber there, plays it around. Played out by Hall, played back in. Schreiber for Schobro at the blue line. And there's going to be a whistle here and a penalty on South St. Paul as Schobro is taken out hard. We got an injury here on Emily Schobro. She is slow to get up as she was taken out pretty good, and you could hear it. And she's now up and off the ice, but definitely not 100%. 3:48 to go as the trainer comes over, the EMT, to take a look at her. Ashley Jarakowski with the penalty there as the referees talk this one over. Still talking about it with 3:48 to go in the third period. And it's a 2-minute penalty, a checking penalty. Ruiz on the draw now for the Wildcats, up by a goal in the final 4 minutes, and then on the power play. Cooper with it. Knocked off the puck, kept in by Pladson. This is Cooper. Good defensive play there and played to the line, but kept in by Pladson. Now Ruiz with it. Genovese for Pladson. Return pass on the half wall for Rees and played behind the net. Cooper there with Rees. At the point now, Pladson. Slap shot, just wide of the net. Barger to the point for Cronkite. Barger again in the corner. Behind the net for Cooper. To the point for Pladson, but it comes out. 1:15 to go in the power play and 3:03 to go in the third period. Barger won't go, and the Packers get it back shorthanded. Into the zone they come. Top of the circle. Cross ice pass. Chance here for Ramirez walking into the dot shot. Oh, I think Seeger got a piece of it. Great shorthanded chance there for South St. Paul, down by a goal. Barger at the red line now. Into the zone is Barger. Still 48 seconds of power play, but it comes out. Pladson at her own blue line for Rees. Into the zone she comes. Rees with it. Now Pladson. And she still battles, but knocks off her stick. Half a minute to go in the power play and 2:20 in the third period. Pladson at the red line gets it deep. And they're going to call icing. So here's a quick game reset. Face off will be back in the Wildcat zone to the right of Seeger. And a timeout has been called, I believe, yes. Probably by South St. Paul.
Timeout, South St. Paul.
Okay, quick break here. Here we go, 2:11 left. And 23 on the power play. Schreiber and Coleman out there with Stiff, McKinnon, and Marsh. Face off. Reynolds plays it, but it comes to Eagan. Played around by Schreiber for Marsh from the half wall. Still power play for the Wildcats. At the red line now, Marsh plays it deep. 2 minutes to go in the third period. Packers with it. Played to the line, but kept in by Coleman. Marsh steps up now to keep it in. For McKinnon, just wide of the net. Good idea there. McKinnon for Marsh. Now Stiff with a shot. That won't go. 5-on-5 for 1:40. As the penalty is over, and Coleman has it. Played ahead to the line. Packers with it now in front of their own bench. Poked away, and McKinnon across the line. Centering pass for Stiff won't go, but Stiff knocks it to the corner. Off for a line chase. Now McKinnon 1 against 4. As the Wildcats move forwards on the ice. Hassled by Cronkite as South St. Paul gets it across the line. 1:15. Norman off. 6-on-5 for the Packers. Coleman plays it to the half wall, and on a good play kept in by South St. Paul. Great work there to keep it in. Coleman behind the net, plays it around. Bouncing puck won't come out. 58 seconds left. Packers keep it in. And played out now by Ruiz, empty net. For Cronkite. Cronkite at the dot. Backhand and a goal for Emily Cronkite to make it 4-2 with 47 seconds left. A huge goal, to say the least. Off the draw, controlled by Platson for the Wildcats. For Schreiber. Played ahead, and Barger wisely at the red line plays it deep. Wildcats up by 2 now. With a half minute to go. On the half wall, Packers needing 2 goals. With this, they're going to be Ramirez across the line. They're not giving up. Forced wide by Barger. It's going to be Rees now with 18 seconds left. Played to the glass, and bouncing puck kept in by Deering. Platson behind the net. Leaves it for Schreiber with 10 seconds to go. Steered ahead for Cronkite and played out. Norman in the net with 5 seconds to go. Hassled by Barger, and that will do it. The Wildcats win the championship game 4-2. Stick around for the 3 stars of the game and trophy presentation.
Congratulations to both teams on a well-fought championship game. At this time, the Compulsion Classic Tournament would like to present the stars of the game. This award is sponsored by Chick-fil-A. Each winner will receive a gift certificate to Chick-fil-A of West St. Paul. Today's number 3 star of the game, from South St. Paul, number 4, Lily Ramirez. Today's number 2 star of the game, from Eagan, number 10, Jenna Reese. And today's number 1 star of the game from Eagan, number 11, Maria Cooper. Again, congratulations to the Eagan Wildcats on winning the championship game here at the Compulsion Classic. Now, if the South St. Paul Packer captains can come forward and receive their 2nd place trophy. Congratulations, Packers. And the captains from the Eagan Wildcats, please come forward and receive your championship trophy. Again, congratulations to both teams.
That will do it for this Christmas tournament. Next broadcast for Eagan will be Thursday at 7 o'clock, January 2nd. We'll see you then.